Can everyone hear me? Is this fine here? Good. I believe that we spend our whole life striving to close the gap between the person we are and the person that we want to be. Essential to this goal is the study of our experiences, lest the lessons that they teach escape our notice. And this study, I think, is part of what leadership and influence try to achieve by encouraging us to reflect on our own experiences within the context of the course. I will not pretend that I have understood all the lessons that the course had to teach, but today I will describe some of the ones that I did. They are lessons about definitions, resilience, compassion, and finally, vision. Item 1, definitions. What it means to influence or lead cannot be accurately described in one all-encompassing statement. As Michael Plato observed, we understand concepts depending on how we define them, but in the act of defining them, we necessarily narrow the concept. All the individuals that spoke to us during this course had a unique take on what it meant to be a leader or to be a person of influence, but each one was highly dependent on personality and environment. It is likely that as well as Anna Bligh directed the flood crisis, she would be ill-equipped to handle Angus Houston's former position as Chief of Defence. So, lesson 1, don't try to define a general idea of leadership or influence. It is rarely of practical use. Instead, take positions of leadership and learn from the lessons that the role teaches, as well as the lessons that others are willing to share with you. Leadership is an art. Like music, it is better experienced than described. The best experiences to learn from are those in which we fail. Nothing sticks better than a bit of humility mixed with the superglue of regret. But how do we learn from failure? Meet item 2, resilience. Resilience is how we grow, and leadership is all about growing. I always think of Sham Sara when he said that one should approach a leadership position ready to learn, not to pretend to already know. Learning necessarily means getting it wrong occasionally, and acknowledging this is a good way to achieve resilience. And Kerry Arabina's understanding of setbacks as only being temporary is also a fantastic way to get back on your feet. With the right attitude, resilience becomes another part and parcel of one's approach to life. So lesson 2, remember that failures are a part of growing, and that setbacks are always only temporary. Now, it is important to look after yourself during setbacks and not to beat yourself up. This brings us to item 3, compassion. And by this, I mean compassion for both yourself and other people. In the first forum, my group discussed Brené Brown, who emphasized the importance of wholeheartedness, of accepting yourself as being enough, and of accepting others the same way. This is simply to acknowledge the vulnerability we all have, and to develop the strength not to shy away from it. Indigenous leaders understand this vulnerability, and it probably accounts for the often spiritual nature of their leadership, the humble acknowledgement that they don't have all the answers. So lesson 3, no matter how great my experience grows, no matter how well I think I understand things, when I need help, I should ask for it. And when I see others in need of help, I should offer it. This mirrors Angus Houston's belief that good relationships are crucial to effective leadership. However, I have thus far neglected to mention perhaps the most important aspect of leadership and influence. Allow me to introduce item 4, vision. Vision will be central to almost every conception of leadership. It is necessary for resilience, for without vision, we have no reason to get back up again. And it is important for compassion, for without vision, we do not understand why our compassion matters. But perhaps most tellingly, vision is the soul of leadership. But without it, there is nowhere to lead people to. The most effective leaders follow their vision as their followers follow them. And they are willing to dedicate all their energy to ensure its success. And these are also the most inspiring leaders. Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, they were all committed to a cause that they believed supreme to their own needs. So my final lesson is this: to be an effective leader, to have influence, find something greater than yourself and commit to it. So 4 lessons in total. Easy to understand, but if Jeff Mortimore has taught us anything about self-development, not easy to implement. Whilst I have started on my journey to understanding all these lessons, I don't think I'll ever fully grasp them. But that's okay, because I think that will just be another experience to study. Thank you. Okay, doing good.
introduce us.